Today on r/Today I Fudged Up, we're diving into a gym misfire, a kitchen surprise, a 20-year oops, and a dress code plot twist. Buckle up.
Today, I fudged up by trying to flirt with a guy at the gym and ending up in a full-blown CPR situation. So, this happened yesterday, and I'm still cringing so hard I might never step into that gym again. I, 22, female, recently started going to this new gym, and there's this insanely cute guy who works out around the same time as me. I've been trying to find the courage to talk to him for a couple of weeks. Yesterday, I finally decided it was time. I saw him doing deadlifts, and I thought, okay, casual compliment, easy in. So I walked by, smiled, and said, "Your lats are majestic." What the F? Majestic? What was I thinking? I don't know why I said that. I meant to say, "You're lifting a lot," or "nice form," or literally anything else. He looked confused, said, thanks, and I panicked and decided to just walk away and die in the locker room. While trying to speed walk away in embarrassment, I tripped over a medicine ball someone left in the way, face planted into the floor, and knocked the wind out of myself so hard I couldn't breathe for like 20 seconds. A trainer saw it happen, thought I was having a heart attack, and started actual CPR protocol before I could wheeze out, "I'm fine." That same cute guy helped hold my legs up while I got oxygen. Pretty sure I died inside. Anyway, now I'm the CPR girl at the gym, and yes, I still plan to go back. I cannot.
Wow. I'm not gonna lie, I felt my soul leave my body just imagining that moment. You go in trying to give a cute compliment, and suddenly you're face down on the gym floor with CPR protocol kicking off like it's a medical drama. And the worst part? The guy you actually like is right there watching the whole thing in HD. Honestly, I admire that you didn't uninstall your entire identity after this. I would have evaporated. But hey, at least now he knows you exist, even if it's as CPR girl. Sometimes life skips the subtle approach and just throws you straight into chaos. Tell me, what's the most embarrassing thing you've done in front of a crush? I'm ready for the secondhand embarrassment. Speaking of chaos, next one? Let's just say someone opens their fridge and makes a very confident mistake.
Today, I fudged up by microwaving my girlfriend's leftover rice. So this all started Saturday night. My girlfriend and I went out and picked up some Korean food, beef, rice, and a few other things. We had 2 containers of rice. And after we ate, we packed up the leftovers and called it a night. When she left, I ate the rest of the beef and my portion of the rice. Since there were 2 containers of rice, I figured we still had some leftovers and went to bed. The next morning, I went grocery shopping. When I got home, I shredded a pound of Monterey Jack cheese, used some of it for a cheese dip, and put the rest in one of my Tupperware containers, where I keep all my leftovers, obviously. Later, my girlfriend came over and I asked if she wanted the rest of the Korean food. She said she just wanted the leftover rice and the sauce from one of her dishes. I was convinced we still had rice left over. And lo and behold, there was a big Tupperware container in my fridge filled with rice. This is more than I thought we had last night, I thought. But I didn't think much of it. My kitchen was pretty dim, just the stove light, but it was enough to see a giant container of white rice. I started by putting a little bit of it in a bowl and focused on extracting the sauce to go with it. I didn't notice anything weird about the rice at first. It felt a little clumpy, but it was sticky rice, so I figured the consistency was normal. Then I microwaved it for a minute and a half. When it was done, it was a burnt mess completely stuck to the bottom of the bowl. I recently got a new microwave and haven't used it much, so I figured maybe it was more powerful than I realized. Honestly, I was more upset about burning the sauce, as that was pretty much all that was left. Angry and determined, I scraped the last bits of sauce into the giant Tupperware and figured my girlfriend would be fine with just a bunch of rice. This time, I was going to be smart and only microwave it for 30 seconds. You can't burn anything in 30 seconds, right? Well, 30 seconds passed, and when I took it out, it was a giant white pancake. What the heck? At this point, I'm angry, embarrassed, and feeling like a fool. I had to turn to my girlfriend and say, "Yeah, babe, I don't know what's wrong with this rice, but it keeps burning." She looked confused and said, "Huh?" So I explained how it kept sticking together and melting. She came over, looked in the bowl, and said, that's cheese." I was like, "What? Did they put cheese in your rice?" Thinking maybe hers was different than mine. She just started laughing and said again, "It's cheese." It took me a solid minute before it hit me. I microwaved a freaking pound of Monterey Jack cheese thinking it was rice. I don't know how I'm gonna come back from this. I've been cooking for over 5 years, I was completely sober, and I don't think I've ever questioned my sanity like this. But here we are. Oh, and to make matters worse, there was no rice. I ate it all the night before and didn't realize we only had 1 container of leftovers.
Okay, I shouldn't be laughing this hard, but I absolutely am. I've made bad kitchen decisions before, but turning cheese into a pancake twice? That's commitment. And your girlfriend watching you battle that poor bowl like it personally wronged you? Chef's kiss. Honestly, the part that gets me is you were fully prepared to serve it. This is the kind of mistake that haunts a relationship forever. In a cute way. But speaking of long-term mistakes, our next story involves 25 years of pain caused by one tiny habit. You're not ready.
Today, I fudged up by giving myself acid reflux for 25 years. I am 34 years old and have had excruciating acid reflux since I was about 8 years old. I have been taking prescription strength medication every day for 25 years to control it, and still have had terrible symptoms that sometimes keep me up at night. I've even had an endoscopy under general anesthesia to try to discover the cause. Recently, I noticed that my symptoms tend to start after I take my evening allergy and asthma medication. Incidentally, I have been taking these pills since I was about 8 years old. I've always been able to easily dry swallow pills without water. I can take a whole handful of pills dry with no problem, so that's how I've always taken my medication. So I Googled it, and sure enough, dry swallowing pills can lead to pills getting stuck in your esophagus and cause acid reflux. I started taking water with my pills, and sure enough, my acid reflux symptoms disappeared immediately. It's been a few months now, and I haven't had a single episode of reflux when I used to have it several times a week.
25 years of acid reflux. All because the pills went down with 0 water like it was a talent show trick. I don't know whether to applaud your dedication or gently hand you a cup. I get it. Sometimes the habits we pick up as kids just follow us into adulthood untouched. The wild part is how instantly everything stopped the moment you added water. At least now you're basically living symptom-free with nothing but hydration. Iconic. Now, get ready to close things out with a social disaster. Goth fashion versus a room full of jeans. This one stings.
Today, I fudged up by wearing my normal clothes to a work dinner. I've worked at this place since May, so I'm pretty new. I'm a goth, and my fashion sense is a bit eccentric. Not in a way that I wear white face paint and toupee my hair, but in the always overdressed, frills and bows all day and never wears pants way. Say Victorian Gothic. Also, completely dressed in black with maybe a few color accents when I feel like it. At work, I follow the dress code. Boring, tasteless, plain clothing ordered from Shein in the happy colors brown and beige. No offense, but it feels horrid wearing them. Like SpongeBob in that episode where he's normal. I know it may sound edgy, but wearing plain clothes has always been uncomfortable to me. My coworkers decided on a Christmas dinner, which would take place in a small group of 9 to 10 people at a restaurant in town. Because it's a private meeting and everyone said they'd wear their normal pretty clothes, their words, not mine, I decided to wear mine as well. Mind you, I don't have any normal clothes besides the few pieces I wear at work, so I wouldn't even have fancy non-black, non-goth attire. I decided to go for a Christmas black-red combination, picking a black blouse, fluffy skirt, and red bolero, which fit the little red ribbon I put in my hair. Light makeup, without lipstick, because eating, and black ballerinas. At the restaurant, everyone wore something casual. Frick. Literally, jeans, maybe a pretty jacket, but that's it. I was sticking out very badly. My coworkers were shocked when they saw me, looked at each other in a telling way. One even laughing and going, okay, guess OP really takes this seriously. Now add whispering after I left for the restroom and quick stopping of whispering when they noticed me coming back. Oh well, this place doesn't pay that well anyway.
Don't worry, girl. You looked cute. Besides, it won't be fun if everyone played it safe and dressed basic all the time. And honestly, life would be boring without a story like this in your pocket. So tell me, what's one outfit moment you'll never forget? Whether it was a dress code disaster, a confidence win, or just pure chaos. I'd love to hear it. And that's all for today's r/Today I Fudged Up, where bad decisions make for amazing stories. If that made you laugh, wince, or both, hit that thumbs up. Drop your thoughts in the comments, or tell me about your own oops moment. Don't worry, this is a judgment-free zone. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's your chance. Smash that button, ring the bell, and I'll see you in the next one, where someone else makes a mess so you don't have to. Bye.